यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरा वनचारी यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This one's for Charu Prabhuji, but he's still not here. Prabhuji, may I continue with the Kirtan or shall we
Yes,
wait?
yes. We will continue till he joins.
Okay.
Or you can start with something else. This can come later on. Whatever you
Yes, Prabhuji.
feel.
Okay, Prabhuji, I'll start with something else. Give me one second. I'll do this small one till the time he joins. Hopefully, he
Yes,
should
yes, yes.
joins. धन्य मोरा नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरचंद्र धन मोरा नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरचंद्र प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर अद्वैत आचार्य बाल गदाधर मोरा कुल अद्वैत आचार्य बाल गदाधर मोरा कुल नरहरि विलासै मोरा नरहरि विलासै मोरा धन मोरा नित्यानंद वैष्णवेरा पद धूली ताहे मोरा स्नान केली वैष्णवेरा पद धूली ताहे मोरा स्नान केली तर्पण मोरा वैष्णवेर नाम तर्पण मोरा वैष्णवेर नाम विचार कोरिया मोने भक्ति रसास्वादाने विचार कोरिया मोने भक्तिरसा समादने मध्यस्थ श्री भगवत पुराण मध्यस्थ श्री भगवत पुराण वैष्णवेर उच्चिष्ट ताहे मोरा मोननिष्ठ वैष्णवेर उच्चिष्ट ताहे मोरा मोननिष्ठ वैष्णवेर निमित्त उल्लासे वैष्णवेर निमित्त उल्लासे वृंदावनीचा पुत्र ताहे मोरा मन घेरा वृंदावनचा पुत्र ताहे मोरा मन घेरा कहे दिल नरोत्तम दास कहे दिल नरोत्तम दास धन मोरा नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरचंद्र धन मोरा नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरचंद्र प्राण मोरा युगल किशोरा प्राण मोरा युगल किशोरा अद्वैत आचार्य बल गदाधर मोर कुल अद्वैत आचार्य बल गदाधर मोर कुल नरहरि विलासई मोरा नरहरि विलासई मोरा धन्य मोरा नित्यानंद प्रभु जी join
Yes, yes.
Raksha Mataji, would you like to
Prabhuji,
do
Hare Krishna.
one song? Archana Mataji, anybody?
Yes, Mataji.
We can start the Mangala Charan, and later on when he comes, you can sing the song.
Yes.
He's joining, I think.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, fine. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. I'll tell you. Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. Thank you. This was Sagar Prabhuji. He has arranged for delivery of the cake and other things tomorrow morning. We are just waiting for Charu Prabhuji. I'll just send a message to him that we are waiting.
Samta Mataji, would you like to do the Mangala Charan first? Then we can, when he joins, then we can chant the song.
Okay, Prabhu.
So we'll save the
Start
time.
with the, yeah. Hare Krishna, please accept the humble obeisance. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथन्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखावितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Prayers to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम पदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिशे नमः। O most magnificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself, appearing as Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. कृष्णवर्णं तुषा कृष्णं साङ्गपाङ्गष्टपार्षदं यज्ञैः सर्वकीर्तनप्रायैर् यजन्ति सुमेधसः। In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Prayers to the six Goswamis of Vrindavan. Nana Shastra Vicharanaikanipunau Shadadharma Samstapakau Lokanamahitkarinau Tribhuvane Mahanyau Sharanyakarau Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Nandena Mattalikau Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Shri Jiva Gopalakau. I offer my respectful obeisances to the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, namely Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatan Goswami, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, Shri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Shri Jiva Goswami, and Shri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all living beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds and are worth taking shelter because they are observed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Ram. Jai Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Charu Prabhu has
Hare
joined.
Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam, Charu Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna everyone. I'm sorry I'm a little late today. I was working.
Santa Mataji, you can sing the most favorite bhajan of Charu Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, wish you many happy returns of the day. This one's
Thank
for
you,
you,
Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna.
Bhajau re mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Vindare Bhajau re mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Vindare दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे धरो हे भव सिंधुरे धरो हे भव सिंधुरे सीता तपबद बारिशना है दीन जामिनी जागीरे सीता तप बत बारिशना है दीन जामिनी जागीरे विफल से विनु कृपण दुर्जन विफल से विनु कृपण दुर्जन चपल सुख लभ लागिरे चपल सुख लभ लागिरे धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन हिते छियाचे पर रे धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन हिते कियाचे पर रे कमल दल जल जीवन तलमल कमल दल जल जीवन तलमल भजौ हरिपद नीतिरे भजौ हरिपद नीतिरे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे भजहु रे मन श्री नंदनंदन अभय चरणा विंदरे अभय चरणा विंदरे. Hare Krishna. Translation. O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which make one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Born in the day and at night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons, and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, we should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govindas to engage himself in the 9 process of bhakti, namely, hearing the glories of Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense and so forth, serving him as a friend and completely offering the Lord one's very self. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful seva. Over to you,
Hare
Sharad
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. So today, in the today's class, in the first 10 to 15 minutes, we'll be conveying our best wishes to Charu Prabhuji, whose birthday actually as per US date it is tomorrow, but Indian date it is today. That means we can take both the days are his birthdays. Thereafter, the class will commence as it is. On this occasion of Charu Prabhuji's 81st birthday, I wish him a very, very happy, prosperous, and Krishna conscious birthday. I also wish him all the best to complete his PhD and publish his book in future. He has been teaching us Shastras for more than 2 decades, although I am associated with him for last more than 10 years. I have been benefited tremendously in our association, and whatever I am now is because of his blessings, though I am not most unworthy. We have to remember very distinctly that there is no difference between a Siksha Guru and Diksha Guru. One who is teaching us, from whom we are learning, is our Siksha Guru. Also, we have to remember that the Lord won't fulfill one's desires, one's wishes, if it does not come through our Guru Parampara. You may question me on this statement, then I cite from Valmiki Ramayana that Dasaratha did not have a child, even though he had been blessed by the Supreme Lord himself, and Sanaka Rishi had confirmed it, and Dasaratha was 60,000 years old. Why? Because he did not approach his Guru Vasishtha. Then the question is, what will happen if we do not behave as per the wish of our Guru? As a Jiva, we have no option but to obey. There is no other question. If such a Guru asks the Supreme Lord to behave in a certain manner, and what happens if the Lord does not obey, then what happens? Now, this is also given in Valmiki Ramayana. When Maricha came in front of Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana in the form of a golden deer, and Sita wanted it, and Rama wanted to fulfill her desire, Lakshmana, the Guru Tattva, warned that it was not a golden deer, but it was Maricha only. Sita did not obey, and you know what happened to her. Rama, the Supreme Lord, did not listen to Lakshmana, and you know how much misery he had to go through. Therefore, let us follow what Charu Prabhuji desires from us as per best of our ability. He only wants that we attend these classes very sincerely, listen to the classes, and go through the slides before the class, and devote ourselves fully to the study of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. We have learned so much from you, and we are learning every day. And in spite of your so much busy schedule, you are sparing so much time for us, and you are taking so much time in a day, about 16 to 18 hours in a day, which we ourselves we are not able to do. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, bro. I'm overwhelmed by your love, affection. It's just incredible, incredible. I'm very, very grateful to all of you. And I wish you all the best. This wonderful, wonderful Krishna consciousness. May the Lord shower the divine couple, both Shri Radha and Krishna, shower their mercy on all of you. And Shastra is yearly Mata Saraswati. Mata Saraswati's Kripa should be there on all of you. You are all very wonderful, very, very sincere devotees, and I am really enriched by your association. And I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much, Haribol. By the way, let me mention something I just received yesterday. These 2 books. See, this is the 2-volume books, Sanskrit Ramayana, Actually, it is a Sanskrit grammar that was actually compiled, written by Srila Jiva Goswami. And this is one of these books I was myself going to order actually, but considering the price, even living in the United States, I wasn't sure I could afford that. And I received this book. I'm pretty sure this must be the arrangement of Sharat Prabhuji, but this is a huge mercy on me, really. And I can't thank you enough in my words, So Sharat Prabhuji, tell me how this thing happened, This is a huge expenditure, but it is a huge love also, So I accept with such, gratitude. I really offer my Dandavat pranams to all of you,
Thank you, Prabhuji. This is just a small gift from all of us.
This is not a small gift, Prabhuji, in no stretch of imagination. This is valuable gift. It's not just how much it cost, but it is going to be enormous help, guidance to me, because I am taking this advanced Sanskrit in this 4 years course, 4 years course. So these books will be very useful. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
And thank you all of you also. Thank you.
And
Hare Krishna.
now, our devotee friends, you will be you are requested to say certain things in about say
I think we'll be getting late for the
40
class.
seconds.
I think Mataji has a tough time. We'll be finishing the course, finishing the class in today. I think let's remaining thing we can postpone till the end of the today's time, if we get time, or we can continue tomorrow, because we have already taken so much time of Mataji. Archana Mataji, I really beg your pardon for that.
No,
Okay?
Prabhu, please. It was all our idea that we should celebrate your birthday today as well as
No,
tomorrow.
thank you.
Okay, since
So
today
let's continue tomorrow then.
we can
Because,
continue tomorrow.
unless we have some time at the end of the class,
Probably, but everybody had this and we were split in two, so it's all scheduled. So let us go with that.
All right, okay.
Yeah. It won't take much.
Prabhuji, first we would all like to wish you happy birthday in our original Hare Krishna style. This one's for you. Happy birthday to you.
Please share the sound, Mataji.
Share the sound, Mataji. Hare Krishna. You share the screen with the sound, Mataji. Okay, there will be an option in Zoom. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Samta Mataji. You have to share with the sound option. You have to share with the sound, Mataji. There will be option out there.
Share the screen.
With the sound.
Yes.
Hare Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna to you.
Krishna Krishna to you.
Hare
Hare to you. Hare Rama to you.
Hare Rama to you. Rama
Rama to you. Hare Hare to you. Hare Krishna to you.
Hare
Krishna to you. Krishna Krishna to you. Hare Hare to you. Hare Rama to you. Hare Rama to you.
Rama
Rama to you. Hare Hare to you.
May you never take birth again.
May you never take birth again. May you go back to Godhead. May you never take birth again.
May you never take birth again. May you never take birth again. May you go back to Godhead. May you never take birth again. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Krishna Krishna to you. Hare Hare to you. Hare Rama to you. Hare Rama to you. Rama Rama to you. Hare Hare to you. May Krishna bless you. May Krishna bless you. May you find pure devotion. May Krishna bless you. May Krishna bless you. May Krishna bless you. May you find pure devotion. May Krishna bless you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Krishna Krishna to you. Hare Hare to you. Hare Rama to you. Hare Rama to you. Rama Rama to you. Hare Hare to you. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
নমস্কার।
Thank you very much, everyone. I'm really overwhelmed by your love and affection. It's really only Krishna and Shri Radha can return this favor just coming out of my heart to all of you and make rapid progress on this platform. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. And if you see today, even Sagar Prabhuji is with us.
Oh, really?
And-
Wonderful. Sagar Prabhu, it's a great
Hare
to see you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Can you
Dandavat
see
Pranam,
me?
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
He has been sending me all this is wishes for the last so many years. No matter wherever he is, he's always punctual about that.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Sagar Prabhu.
Saru Prabhu, tomorrow is coming on 9 or 10 o'clock, some birthday gift, okay? From all the...
Oh boy, still
Saru Prabhuji, please. Oh, Saru Prabhuji.
yes.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Char Prabhu, wishing you a happy birthday, 81. I'm grateful for your preaching Krishna consciousness to us.
Thank you.
Today is the
Thank you,
glorious day
Prabhuji.
for
Thank you, Prabhu.
for-
Thank you.
Sagar Prabhuji is arranging something which is secret till tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Something from the local ISKCON temple. But one thing I will disclose: the Prasadi Mala of the Lord, that will also be reaching you tomorrow morning. In addition, there are other things that I am not disclosing now.
Oh my God.
with all team together, Char Prabhu.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Appreciate that very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
So, can I start now? Then later and tomorrow we can all wish Charu Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's continue with the class now.
Now we can continue with the class.
Okay, thank you very much. So already we have done the Mangalacharan. So we will just
Yes.
chant.
This
Then
time, excuse me, this time I did not pose questions for the recap because I've been doing that, but now I want all of you to learn, do yourself, because I really want all of you to, take this responsibility from my shoulders, Haribol. Soon you'll be conducting everything, all of you by yourself. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
So Sharad Prabhuji, would you like to do the recap first?
Yes. In very brief, I'll recap so that there is enough time for the class. As we know, last weekend we went through lesson 40, Krishna's Kumara Lila, in which we saw how Nanda Maharaj, he frees Krishna, then the story of the fruit seller, then how Rohini and Yashoda, they were calling Krishna and Balrama who were busy in playing. Then how the cowards, they moved from Gokula to Vrindavana. Then Krishna was allowed to tend the cows. Then finally Krishna kills Vatsasura and Bakasura. Now all the things we saw. Now questions in very brief I'll ask. I'll request you to answer them also in brief because we have got little less time today. As you know, in the last class we learned the Yamala Arjuna trees, they fell suddenly, making a tremendous sound, like that is falling from the thunderbolt, the sound of a thunderbolt. And Nanda Maharaj and all the other Gopas, they were totally surprised. Now, what was the reason of their getting surprised? This is the question.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी में आए
Yes.
हाँ प्रभु जी उनको बहुत ही आश्चर्य लगा क्योंकि ऐसा था कि इतने बड़े वृक्ष कुछ भी ऐसा आया नहीं थी, आंधी नहीं आई थी, तूफान नहीं आया था, कुछ भी हुआ नहीं था, बारिश नहीं थी, तो ये थंडर बोल्ट भी नहीं आया था, कुछ भी नहीं था, फिर भी ऐसे बड़े वृक्ष कैसे गिरे, उनके लिए वो बहुत ही बड़ा सरप्राइज था.
But at the same time, the little boy.
Can I answer, Prabhuji? Hare
Yes.
Krishna. Because they considered his power as their heart was melted by the possessiveness, and others were doubtful due to the rise of inherent love and due to Garga Muni's statement, Narayan Samoguna.
Very good, Yashra, very good. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
That's my baby sister.
Happy birthday, Chandrabhai. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nandra Pranam.
Thank you.
Love you.
Then the next is, okay, very brief, we learned this. Now the next question is, the gopis, they used to make Krishna do so many things. What all and with what promise they used to say so many things to Krishna?
May I, Prabhu?
Yes.
The gopis, they always wanted to happy Krishna. They encouraged him to be to dance and to smile, and they are always said Yashoda and these gopis also said, Krishna, Kana, you bring that thing, you bring this thing. So, and Krishna was also very happy in doing all this dancing and smiling, because he wanted to make all them happy.
Yes, and they used to say, if you dance, then we will give you some sweetmeat like
yes,
this.
Prabhuji. They said that if you dance, we will give you the piece of sweetmeat and only.
Yes, and why Krishna had to obey them?
And Krishna wanted to make them happy, because Krishna thought all gopis and cowherd men his devotees.
Yes, they were his devotees and his servants. And in
Servants.
this way, he increased the pleasure of the Brajavasis during his childhood activities every day. Then, in very brief, in a few sentences, what was the story of the woman who went to sell fruit? The fruit seller woman. What is
Can
the
I say
story?
true? May I say?
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna. So the fruit seller woman would, she's frequently termed as Adivasi, like maybe like, a tribal lady who would go and sell the fruits. So one day she goes to courtyard of Nand Maharaj and say, take the fruits, and then baby Krishna, he comes over and they barter or exchange with each other handful of grains. So baby Krishna, while bringing her grains, a lot of grains they fall off, very little are left. But she's so charmed and so dazzled by the beauty of the Lord that she gives away all the fruits for just handful of rice. But eventually these all rice turned to be jewels. And that was like material richness, but more than that, she had the spiritual richness of having the darshan and love for the Lord.
Very good.
Thank you. Then next, we heard the story how the Krishna and Balrama, they would play and they would never come back for lunch, and how Rohini and Yasoda used to call them repeatedly to come and have lunch, and Yasoda performed the religious rites suitable for Krishna's birth constellation. All these things happened, and after some time, what happened? The Gopas, the Brajavasis, they moved from Gokula to Vrindavana. Now, what is the story as per Bhagavat Mahapurana and Vishnu Purana? What was the reason?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, yes.
Krishna suggested Balram कि यहाँ पे सब जो ग्रास है वो सब नहीं है,
No,
अच्छा ग्रास नहीं है.
that is as per Harivansa Purana, but what is as per Vishnu Purana and Bhagavat Mahapurana? Why did
the head of the cowherd men, Upananda, suggested all of them कि यहाँ पे जैसे काफी पूतना का और ये परसुरा और वन मोर उनका ये सारे मिस हैपनिंग हुई है. मंगला ट्री जो ये अर्जुन ट्री है, आमला अर्जुन ट्री ऐसे गिरे हैं, तो यहाँ पे कुछ सही ठीक नहीं हो रहा, तो ही सजेस्टेड टू गो टू वृंदावन. और Krishna also suggested to Balram that there is no green grass and there are no trees. Very few trees are left after forest fire. So we should proceed to Vrindavan.
In Vishnu Purana account is that it says that the cowards took the decision to leave Gokula. The moment they came to know, they came to the spot where the two Arjuna trees had crossed. And in Garga Samhita it is said that Nanda's brother Sanandana suggested that they should depart from Vrindavana, as rightly Mataji has said. because of the disturbance created by the demons. And what is given in Harivansa Purana that Krishna, he complained to Sankarsana, that is Balrama, that the grass is scarce here. There are few trees for forest, from the forest to be used for fire. And Krishna suggested them to move to Vrindavan. In very brief, it is there, you would have seen. Then at some time, Krishna was allowed to tend the calves. And when Krishna and Balrama and the other coward boys, they used to go to the forest. They used to tend the cows, and they did what else there? Not only tending the calves, but what all things they did?
Yes, Prabhuji, may I?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, they are with this tending the cows and with their they played so many games like games. The means to have fun include a flute, a horn, a staff, a cord, and lute and a ball. ये सबसे वो सब खेलते भी थे और जितने भी जंगल के जो पत्ते थे, फूलों थे, उससे द्वारा उनका भगवान का श्रृंगार भी करते थे.
Okay, and they would also play football with the fruit like
Amlika and
and sometimes they would cover themselves with blankets and imitate the cows and the bulls.
roaring loudly, and sometimes they would imitate the voice of the animals. In this way, they enjoying sporting the exactly like two ordinary human children.
Yes, yes, yes. They would imitate the voice of the animals, and in this way they used to spend their time in sporting and enjoyed their complete time. Then the last part of the class, the killing of Vatsasura and Bakasura. What about Vatsasura? Vatsasura came in which form? And mixed with the coward boys and the cubs.
Calf.
In
Prabhuji, he came as a
form.
calf.
In the group of cows.
He came, the Asura, he was sent by Kamsa only, because all the previous attempts had been foiled. Therefore, he sent Vatsasura, who came in the form of a calf. Then what happened? Who could notice that?
Krishna noticed that.
Krishna noticed, and he pointed out to whom?
He told Balram.
To Balram. And who killed Vatsasura?
Krishna killed Vatsasura.
Krishna came. Okay.
His
Krishna.
Legs and tail swirled the demon's whole body very strongly until he was dead. The demon was dead.
Okay, once Vatsasura was killed, Kamsa sent another Asura also. What was his name?
Bakasura.
Bakasura. How did Bakasura was noticed by the coward boys?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So Bakasura, the form of a great snake, opened his mouth. It is said that it was touching to the cloud, and width, width is also given. So they could see that it is not a natural also, but they also see that it's a great place to venture into.
When these coward boys, including Krishna and Balrama, they came with the calves to drink water from the river Yamuna, they saw a huge bird standing, and that's how they came across this. It resembled a crane or a duck with a very sharp beak, and all the boys, the coward boys, they were totally terrified. And then what happened?
Krishna split the beak into
come
two.
To kill Krishna.
Yes, but Krishna killed him. He splitted his beak like how you split a grass leaf, and he killed him.
Baka, he tried to swallow Krishna, and by his own will, Krishna became like a fire. He burned the demon's throat, and Bakasura immediately disgorged him. And when the demon saw Krishna is still alive, he started attacking him again with his sharp beak. Then what did Krishna do?
Krishna
Split his
expanded
beak.
from internally, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. He
And
expanded
choked
his
it.
body and choked his neck.
He
Both.
bifurcated the beak of the bird.
Okay, and finally Krishna killed Bakasura. Now, here we saw one after the other demons which were very, very powerful and very dear to Kansa. They had been sent. Each one of them, they were killed, and in future also more will be killed. Thus, the in their childhood pastimes in Brajabhumi, they engaged in various childish plays such as playing hide and seek, constructing a make-believe bridge on the ocean, jumping here and there like monkeys. Like this, they pass their time. So this is in very, very brief the gist of lesson 40. Now I'll request Archana Mataji to commence the class with lesson 41.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. I will start. मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Since we already did the Mangalacharan, so I will continue with the class. So I will share the So today, as Sharad Prabhu rightly said, more and more demons are going to be killed. And so today we are doing lesson number 41. Theme is theme 5, the liberation of Aghasura. So we are doing chapter 12 today, which has 44 shlokas. So the first 12 shlokas, the description of Krishna's Vayasyas or his friends, cowherd boyfriends, is given at how lucky they are to be Krishna's companions. Then in the next 13 to 32 shlokas, how the description of how Krishna kills Aghasura, a snake demon, a very huge python or a boa. And then the third theme is where Aghasura attained Sarupya Mukti. It is very elaborately described how can a demon attain Sarupya Mukti. I mean, Sayujya we have heard, but how can he attain Sarupya Mukti? This is described very nicely by our Acharyas. That we will see in shlokas 33 to 39. Then the fourth part, Parikshit Maharaj is now very attentively listening to Shukdev Goswami. And Shukdev Goswami, after talking about this, he says that this killing of Aghasura was not disclosed. It was in their Kaumara age. But although they killed Aghasura in their, although Krishna killed Aghasura when he was in his Kaumara age, but the pastime was disclosed only in his Pauganda age. So Parikshit Maharaj was listening very attentively. So he is asking, how could things done in the past be described as done in the present? So that means if something had happened yesterday or maybe 1 year back, then how can I come and describe to my parents that is it happened today? How is it possible? Because that's what the cowherd boys did. So then we are going to see the answer in the next chapter. So it is on a suspense that the note that this lesson ends. Okay, so we'll begin. So this chapter number 12, as I said in the beginning, we are discussing about the Kaumara Leela. And this Kaumara Leela actually comes in 3 chapters: chapter 12, chapter 13, chapter 14. And some of the great acharyas, especially headed by Madhvacharya, they don't subscribe to this notion of liberation. That means, according to these 3 chapters, this sequence is, at first Shukadev Goswami is talking about Aghasur in chapter 12, and then Sanatan Goswami is going to emphasize what is the significance of this chapter. Then this particular 3 chapters are divided into, we can say, A, B, and C, as you see on the screen. So Vaishnava Tattvavadis, who are these? They are headed by Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya, we also come in the Madhva Sampradaya, isn't it? So they are headed by Madhvacharya, he is saying that liberation is the highest ultimate goal of life, mukti. So they don't acknowledge these 3 chapters, chapter 12, 13, 14, nor the 6 verses of the 10th canto, 6th chapter, shlokas 35 to 40, and then 44. Why is the main reason? What is the main reason behind this denial of them? That is, first is Aghasura's liberation. How could Aghasura get Sarupya Mukti? And the second is, how could Krishna drink the milk of the Vraj Gopis? And how can they be equal to Yashoda's motherly status? So they couldn't, Madhvacharya and the Vaishnava Tattvavadis, they cannot take these 2 points, and because of this, they refuse to subscribe to this. They refuse to they refuse to agree to these 3 chapters. Okay, so we are going to see another few points. Srila Sanatan Goswami and Srila Jiva Goswami, they argue against the Tattvavadis. What do they say? They say that these texts are seen in the many manuscripts, not only in Srimad Bhagavatam, but many other Bhagavatams are there, as you may be knowing. Garga Samhita is there, and so many others are there. So in all these manuscripts also, these texts are seen. These shlokas are there. How can we deny it? And the second thing is, Sridhar Swami, he is saying that other acharyas also commented on these verses. If it is only there and nobody has commented, then it's okay. But no, other acharyas have also commented. So then these leelas, killing of Aghasura, the picnic on the grass, and Brahma's prayers to Krishna, are well known in the Vraja, and they are also authenticated in Padma Puran. So they are well known in Vraja. Everybody in Vraja means Vrindavan and all the areas around, they all talk about this. Oh yes, Aghasura was killed. Oh yes, Brahma's prayers was there to Krishna. And then it is authenticated in Padma Puran also. And then liberation, actually for in bhakti, liberation is not acceptable. They don't take it so seriously. That means liberation is not the goal. What is our goal? Krishna Prem is our goal. Mukti is not our goal. Bhakti is the goal. So when thousands of cowherd women who also fed milk to Krishna, similar to Yashoda, and Krishna did acknowledge this, their Vatsalya Prem. So this happened. So these things, although the Tattvavadis, and actually there's one more reason, because they consider Brahmaji as their head of the Sampradaya. So they do not want Brahmaji to be downgraded and saying that he went into Vimohana. He went into the that we will see in the next couple of chapters. So that is why they did not want to agree to these chapters at all. So they don't. That is a side topic. So then we will go to the first 12 shlokas of the 12th chapter. So what is happening now? We saw Bakasura was killed, isn't it? In the last class, Bakasura was killed. Now comes the fifth year of Krishna, which is Kaumara. We know fifth year is the Kaumara, then 6th year onward is Pauganda. So in Kaumaram, one day, one particular day, Krishna made up his mind. Here it says Dadhata. He made up his mind. And he has a strong desire. Now, when you say mind, we have a material mind. So, our mind, that means our soul is different, our mind is different, our body is different, isn't it? But in Krishna's case, his mind is a part of his antakarana, and him, Krishna, is all the same. They're all the same. There's no difference. There's no difference between Krishna, his desire, his mind, and his antakarana, his body. It's not different. They're not different entities. Like for us, they're different. Part of us is material, part of us is spiritual. That is, our jiva soul is spiritual, and our body, our mind, our intelligence are all material. But this is not the case in Krishna's uh, case, and that is why here we say Krishna made up his mind, in the sense Krishna desired. What is his desire? He desired to have a picnic, and he wanted to have his breakfast on the grass with all his cowherd companions, along with all the calves. So Vayasya Vatsapan means what? Vayasya means similar age, of similar age. So the boys were all of the similar age, and Vatsapan means they were the cowherd boys. So they were taking care of the calves. They were taking care of the calves, because until you are Kaumara, you only take care of calves, not cows. So the cows will be taken care of late after you reach Pauganda. So before that, only the calves or the baby cow. So they were in front of him, all the boys. Vatsa Purasaraha. That means what? Those boys who took care of the little calves. Then, most significantly, this time he was not accompanied by Balaramji for a change, because Balaramji never left his company. So this time it was very significant that Balram was not there. Balram wanted to go, especially when he heard the sound of the horn. That means Krishna, he woke up and he blew his horn. And Balramji also wanted to go. And although Krishna too had convinced him to go, yes, Balram, you must come with me. But Rohini said no. She made him perform certain auspicious rituals at home. Why? Because it was his birthday, Balram's birthday. And the advice of the astrologers, she did that. And all this was happening because of Krishna's Leela Shakti. Because Krishna wanted a particular Leela to happen. We are going to see that in future. And at this time, Krishna's Leela Shakti knew that Balaram should not be around. So therefore, she made it in such a way that Balaram's birthday happened, and then Rohini Mata made Balaram to stay back. Then all by himself, Krishna set aside all by himself, because normally Yashoda Maya will wake him up, dress him nicely, and send him to for his cowherding pastimes. But today, Krishna had made up his mind, right? So he woke up early in the morning. Nobody had to wake him up. All by himself, he woke up. He set aside his light garments and washed his divine face and so on. And then he put on all his ornaments and clean clothes himself. And he woke up his companions with the beautiful sound of the horn. Charuna. Charuna means Charu means very beautiful. And Na means the sound of the horn. So with Charuna, he very signaled just to enjoy a picnic. Let's go to the forest. So Vana Ashaya means Vana Ashaya. Ashaya means with desire to go to the Vana or the forest. Vatsapura Saraha. So keeping all the groups of calves in front. Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who attracts everyone's heart and their hearts also, he started going to the forest for a picnic. Then, in the next shlokas, we see the cows were tens of thousands. That means they were not, how many lakhs of cows? 9 lakhs of cows were with Nanda Maharaj. Then there were all of his Vayasyas, all his friends, they also had thousands and thousands of cows. Their calves, everything together were innumerable, or tens and thousands of them or more. And that means infinite number of cows and infinite number of boys also. So, Sahasra Upari Sankhya Anvitan. That means Sahasra means thousands, Upari means above, Sankhya means numbers. We cannot even count that many numbers of cows and boys all joined Krishna to go to the forest for a picnic. The boys did not feel bad about getting up from the bed because they were very happy, they were joyful, they were muda, they were awakened by Krishna's horn. They knew something exciting is going to happen. We just want to play with Krishna. And they were equipped with superb bags of ropes which contained their lunch bags, and they had sticks, they had horns, they had flute, and they all were just rushing towards Krishna so that they can join him and play with him. So they said, "Oh, Krishna has called us so early, so we can play with him more. So today we can play for a longer time with Krishna." So they all were very happy. Then, 3 to 10 shlokas, along with the cowherd boys and their own groups of cows, Krishna also came out with an unlimited, asankhya, unlimited, sankhya means numbers, and asankhya means there's innumerable, unlimited number of cows. They all assembled together. And then all the boys, they began to sport in the forest in a very greatly playful spirit. Arbha Leela Bhihi. Arbha Leela means like children, like boys, like little boys. They play funny, funny games. We all have gone through all that. So that is called Arbha Leela. Although all these boys were already decorated by their mothers with ornaments of kacha, gunja, pearls, and gold, but when they went into the forest, they further decorated themselves with fruits, with green leaves, with bunches of flowers, peacock feathers, soft minerals, like that. Then, what do the Goswamis say? Sanatan Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, in consideration of their respective calves' happiness in the company of Krishna's calves. That means everyone was very aware that their own calves also were very happy and joyfully dancing in the company of Krishna's calves. Then Shukadev Goswami is describing separate games they did in the groups. What they were doing? They were playing flutes, and all the cowherd boys used to steal one another's lunch bags and throw it here and there. And they enjoyed life by repeatedly touching Krishna. So one boy would steal the lunch bag or the flute or the staff or the stick of one boy, and then he would hide it somewhere and put all the leaves there. And it's mentioned so in detail by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and all, that the lunch bags were sealed so ants will not go inside. So amazing. These Goswamis are just seeing these things and just telling us. It is really so great. And then when the boy is looking for it, then suddenly he opens the leaves, he says, "Hey, my lunchbox is here." By the time he sees it, another boy grabs the lunchbox and throws it to another boy. And then the another boy throws it to another boy far away. And this way, this boy starts to cry. "Oh, my lunchbox." And then he starts crying, "Or my stick or my flute." And then the very boys who were throwing it about, they come back and give it to him, and they laugh at him because, "Why are you crying, you little sissy? Why are you crying for a little thing like this?" And in this way, they played. Then, by his own wish, sometimes Krishna would go a little bit far away, and then he would look at the beauty of Vrindavan. Oh my God, Vrindavan is so beautiful. But he would be a little bit separated from the cowherd boys, and then the boys will cook up a new game. They will think that, "I will go and touch Krishna first. I will touch him first." And in this way, they'll make a spardha among themselves, and they will run and try to touch Krishna first. Some Goswamis say that they even embrace Krishna, hug him tightly, and that is also called as touching. So in this way, they played so closely with Krishna. And what they were doing then, after they were in the forest, there were so many animals there. Then there were monkeys who were taking their little babies, and these little babies, they would twirl their tails clinging onto the branches of the trees. And these boys, they would just grab these tails of the monkeys and they would climb on the trees and they would laugh. So they would do all sorts of fun. They would soak themselves in the waterfall from the mountains and get wet. And then they would look into the well, they will see their own reflections and they will mock the reflections, because the reflections will move and may become distorted, and then they will start mocking them. Oh, you are so ugly. And they will shout ill names, and the echo comes back, and they will scold the echoes also, so their own echo. So in this way, the children, as we know, the young children, all we have all been gone through all this, and we have also done so many things like this. So this is how they had so much fun playing with Krishna, and Krishna also had so much fun playing with them. In this way, all the cowherd boys, they used to play with Krishna, who is a source of Brahman effulgence. So now we are coming to the part where the luck of being Krishna's companion is going to be described. So Shukadeva Goswami says, who is Krishna? Krishna is the source of Brahman effulgence for the Gyanis. So what the Krishna is Brahman effulgence. And they desire to merge into that effulgence. And who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead for devotees? Itham satam brahma sukhanubhutya dasyam gatana paradaivatena maya shitana naradarakena sadham vijarhu krita punya punja. So who is this Supreme Personality of Godhead for devotees? They have accepted the eternal servitude. They have accepted the servitude of the Lord, and for him they are dasyam gatana. He's a paradaivata for them. Dasyam gatanam. They are taken their servitude. And Maya Shritanam, who are Maya Shritanam, ordinary people who are under shelter of Maya. What for them? He is Naradarakena. He is just like an ordinary child. And the cowherd boys, they are even above that. Sakhyam, they are in the Sakhya mood. Which are who and how come they got this mood? Krita Punya Punja, because they have their punya is accumulated. Now, what are we talking about? This punya is not the punya which you do with material punya, it is spiritual sukruti. Having accumulated the results of pious activities for many, many, many lives, and were able to associate in this way with the Supreme Lord. And how can one explain their great fortune? How can we explain this, their great fortune? When these boys, they had earned heaps of merit, krita punya punja. Those who know Brahman, they only realize Brahman. The devotees, they perform bhajan only with reverence. But these boys, they don't have anything to do with Brahman nor with the bhajan with reverence. They only played with Krishna like a friend. So Sridhar Swami is saying how lucky they are. Then Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they say that they frolicked with him, they jumped and danced with the Supreme Lord. To the Jnanis, Krishna comes as Brahman realization, which is bliss, isn't it? As Brahmananda. To the Dasya Bhaktas, he is the topmost deity. That means Paradaivatena, he is the topmost deity. And to those who have neither Jnana nor Bhakti and who are governed by only Maya, they are the Karmis. For them, he appeared as Naradarakena, as a human child. Some human child has appeared. Okay, he's little bit wonderful, he's great, but he's a human child. But with those boys, he played because he was under the control of their love. So they took him as their own life and soul. He was without Krishna, they couldn't even imagine their life without him. Like that, they were so much in love with him, and Krishna was completely captivated by their love. So they played with Swayam Bhagavan. And it is not that they are Nitya Siddhas because they accumulated punya, accumulated their sukritis, and then they became eligible to play with Krishna. So this is to be understood. So then, the 12th shloka, where the yogis may undergo severe austerities and penances for many, many births. How what? By dhyana yoga, they could practice yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, and none of which is very easily performed, isn't it? We know how difficult it is, even to control our mind. Yet, in due course of time, when these yogis they attain the perfection of controlling the mind, they will still be unable to taste even a particle of dust from the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Even that little thing they cannot taste. What then can we describe about the great fortune of the inhabitants of Rajabhumi, Vrindavan, with whom the Supreme Lord he played personally, lived and played, and they saw him face to face? What luck, isn't it? What great fortune. Bahujanma krichrato drita atmabihi. This, what does it signify? It signifies that Bahujanma krichrato. Krichrato means very, very great difficulty. Drita atmabhi means controlling the mind. Bahujanma for many, many years. So even by yogis whom the mind was held back with difficulty through many, many lifetimes, they couldn't taste even a speck of the dust from the lotus feet of the Lord. Wow. The glories of these boys who are constantly playing with him is simply out of reach. That's what Sanatan Goswami and Jiva Goswamis they say. This glory of these boys is totally out of reach. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that his companions, their play, their games with him remain far away. Pada Pamshu, dust of the lotus feet, signifies even one particle of dust of these of the lotus feet of the Lord is unable for us to even imagine. For even the Brahmavadis, even those people who are devotees of the Lord, who devotees means in reverence, who perform bhajan with reverence. So we have to come from sadhana bhakti to raganuga. Only then we can enjoy like these boys are doing, and even more than that. More than that, we have to cross all these levels, and when we come to this level where these boys are playing with Krishna as if they are his own dear friends. So while they were enjoying their picnic, now we talk about the next parao, that is shlokas 13 to 17. So while they were enjoying their picnic, one Kamsa sends another demon. And who is this? This is Aghasura. Aghasura is the younger brother of Putana and Bakasura. So two elder siblings have been killed by Krishna, and the little brother of the two, one sister Putana and the brother Bakasura, one Aghasura has come. Now he has taken the appearance of a large python, like a, they say, boa. He appeared there, he wanted to kill Krishna and his companions also. And the demon who had been sent by Kamsa assumed the form of a python. He's expanding himself to a length of 8 miles. If you remember, even Putana, when she died, she assumed the form of 8 miles. So this 8 miles is like the brother sister. They decide the same length of their bodies. And the height of a mountain. So his length was 8 miles, height was of a mountain, and his mouth seeming to extend from the surface of the earth to the heavenly planets. Having assumed this feature, Aghasura lay on the road. So let's see what the Goswami say. So Agha means envious. Agha. So we have seen that in Bhagavad Gita also many times. Krishna is telling Arjuna that because you are anagha, because you don't have any envy, therefore I'm reciting this Gita to you. So like this, Agha had no tolerance because he was envious, no tolerance to see these happy games. The children, those boys are playing with Krishna so happily, and Agha did not tolerate this. He couldn't tolerate the happiness of others, which is very evident here. So, for envious persons cannot tolerate happiness of other people. So, what does this refer to? It refers to both the boys were having fun with Krishna, But there's another more significant thing, that the Devas, they were thinking, how and when will this Aghasur die? Because the Devas had drunk Amrita, right? They were immortal. They had drunk the nectar. They were immortal. But still they were scared of this Aghasur. This Aghasur was so powerful. They were thinking, okay, we will not die, but he can swallow us, isn't it? So they wanted to continuously remember the Lord's pastime. They wanted this fellow, this Aghasura, to die. So they were thinking, when will this guy die so that we can continuously remember the Lord's pastimes? We will not be disturbed by this snake demon. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Sridhar Swami also say that Baki Bakanujaha. Baki means Putana. Bakanujaha means Bakasura's Anuja, that is Aghasura. Okay, so he's the younger brother of Putana and Bakasura. Agha was urged by Kamsa. Kamsa was telling him, come on, what are you doing here? Your sister and your brother have been killed by this little boy. Don't want to take revenge? So how did he come to a conclusion like this? That because he want to avenge the killing of his siblings. Sodara Nashakrit. Sodara means sister and brother or sibling. Sodara. Nasha means to destroy. Krit means so who has destroyed his siblings? Krishna. So Krishna's
Excuse me, Mataji. Udara is the womb. Saudara means they share the same womb,
Share the same.
That's what it is, yeah. It's another word, it's called Sahodara,
Sahodara.
भाई बहन होते हैं ना, तो एक ही उधर मतलब एक ही womb से पैदा हुए ना, इसलिए.
Yes, correct. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for pointing that. Saha Udara. Sodara means Saha Udara. Udara means actually belly, but then it can also mean the womb. So Saha Udara means they were born from the same womb. That means sisters and brothers. So they are your sisters and brothers. So Kamsa said, Krishna has killed your Saha Udaras. So don't you want to kill him? Don't you want to take revenge? So Krishna's killing of Baki and Baka, born from the same womb. He will kill Krishna, who is accompanied by an army, the cows and the cowherd boys. So he has desired now that I will avenge this. I will avenge my Sahodara's killing, and I will kill Krishna and his army of cows and cowherd boys. Everyone. I will swallow them all. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Krishna and the boys as tila apakritaha. Tila means sesame seeds. Apa means water. Kritaha means like in the ceremony, they say no, tilanjali. Tilanjali means what? To give. Tilanjali means to give sacrifice, to means they will become the sacrificial offerings.
It is the Pindadana also. He wanted to offer as a Pindadana, when our parents die, after their forefathers, we offer the Pinda,
Yeah. So it will become a last ritualistic ceremony at the end. Actually, Tilanjali means to sacrifice, to give up everything. And here also it means for Pindadana, water for Pindadana for his ancestors. So that time also you put, when you do the Pindadana, you keep the Pindas, then you put the Tila and then you offer water. So he wants to do that for his Baki and Baka's Pindadana by killing the boys and Krishna. Then with that conclusion, Agha is assuming an enormous form of a large boa. And his boa means pyth. And he's lying down. He is not even slightly quivering also. He's just motionless. And he wants to swallow all the boys and the calves. And then Krishna, who will undoubtedly come to rescue the boys, right? That is what Sanatana Goswami and Sridhar Swami is saying. So he will come, he will follow them. He was very sure. And he was waiting for Krishna to come. All the boys had entered and he was waiting to Krishna to come. Then he can swallow. So this was his plan. The enormity of Agha's form, his lower and the upper lips on the earth and in the clouds. So the lower lip was on the earth, upper lip was in the cloud, respectively, and two corners of his mouth because the mouth is open like this. The two corners of his mouth are like two large caves, and his fangs and his teeth are like peaks of mountains, and inside of whose mouth is like a dark cave. And then his tongue is coming out like a broad pathway. So the tongue is very soft and it's broad and it's very even, looks like a road, like a path. And then his breathing is like a harsh wind, and his eyes are like a conflagration, means it's like smoldering, like red, and it is like very attractive. In some cases, it is mentioned that he has closed his eyes, but then here it says his eyes were like smoldering. So, should we take a break? 3 minutes? Or shall I go on?
Continue.
I can, okay, I can continue.
His time is short.
Time is short, and this Leela is very exciting.
And you are expressing so beautifully.
Oh, thank you. It's all your mercy. The slides are also so wonderful. Okay, so we continue. We continue with the next shlokas, set of shlokas, 18 to 25. Here, Krishna's companions thought that the demon's form was one of the most beautiful spots of Vrindavan, like a theme park. When you go to the theme park, you see all these kind of dinosaurs, and so many children get so excited. Wow, look at this dinosaur! I like this and I like that. And so, like this, the children were thinking, "What a beautiful theme park is this?" Thus, they wanted to enter within the mouth of the gigantic python. No, children expect, no, there'll be some slides and we can slide down, and then there'll be a roller coaster, something like that. The children were all like that, in that mood. And the gigantic figure of the python became a subject for their sporting pleasure. So they were getting one kind of pleasure, like they want to sport around, they want to play around like a playground. And then they began to laugh, and they were so confident that even if this figure were dangerous, let's say, because some of them were thinking, no, 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 it is very dangerous. The breath which is coming out is so strong, and they didn't want to go in. But then some of them say, come on. They were laughing. They were saying, even if it is dangerous, let's say, okay, it doesn't look dangerous to us, but even if it's dangerous, Krishna is there to protect us. So why should we worry? So in this way, they proceeded towards the mouth of the gigantic figure. So much they had confidence in Krishna. They saw him killing demons day after day. They saw him killing Bakasura. So they thought, okay, this is nothing. This is just a small snake. I mean, looks like a snake. This like a. Let us go inside and see what happens. So what does Sridhar Swami say? He says that this is the splendor of Vrindavan. The boys were thinking like that. Wow, this theme park looking like a snake, and his mouth and the cave and all looks like a splendor of Vrindavan. And they were fancifully imagining Utprekshante. What they were doing? They were thinking it in the opposite way. What is that? That this is very dangerous, but they were thinking that it is very fanciful, and it was very amazing, like a very beautiful place where we can enjoy, like a playground. And they thought that he was similar, isn't it? This looks like a expanded jaws of a python, isn't it? Like that they were thinking. But they were thinking this the opposite. That means for a live snake, they were thinking it was a something has been arranged by Krishna, or by the Vrindavan forest, the splendor of the Vrindavan forest, that we got some cave which looks like a snake. Their utprekshante was by means of questions and answers amongst themselves. So one person said, isn't it looking like a snake? Oh, this looks like a snake, isn't it? So they were asking each other, and they said, yeah, it looks like a snake, but it's such a Vrindavan is giving us so much nice playgrounds to play. In truth, Agha was a boa or a python in a certain way, but the boys were imagined a python in another way. That means they imagined the python was a false python, was like a playground for them to play, although it was look like a python. Like when we go to a theme park, we see that it's a dinosaur, but we know that there's no dinosaur. It is just a game. It's something to play around. Just so we can walk on top of the dinosaur's body. So like that, they were fearless. So they went towards him. Oh, has this living creature come to swallow us? They were just joking amongst themselves. And if he does so, he will immediately be killed like Bakasura without delay. So they were confident. Imagine, let's say this was a real python and he swallowed us. So what will happen next? Next is Krishna will kill him. That's all. So they are so confident. And thus they looked at the beautiful face of Krishna and laughingly and loudly laughing and clapping their hands, they entered into the mouth of the python. And while Krishna was making up his mind to stop the boys, restrain them, but they already entered. So this is given by Sridhar Swami. So then what happens? How Krishna kills Aghasura is the next part of the story. Shlokas 26 to 29. Krishna knew everything about Aghasura. Of course, he knew it. And therefore, he wanted to forbid his friends, oh, please don't go inside this mouth. But what to do? In the meantime, all the cowherd boys, along with their groups of calves, they have already entered the gigantic figure. And Krishna was waiting outside. And Aghasura was waiting for Krishna, thinking that as soon as Krishna entered, he would close his mouth so that everyone would die. So while waiting for Krishna, he refrained from swallowing the boys. So the boys entered and he kept quiet. He didn't do anything. He was waiting for Krishna to come. Then he wanted to swallow everyone together. In the meantime, Krishna was thinking how to save the boys and how to kill Aghasura. Thus, when he entered the mouth of Aghasura, the demigods hidden behind the clouds, they started screaming, oh, alas, alas. But the friend of Aghasura, like Kamsa and other demons, they were happy, they were enjoying. Wow, finally Krishna has entered. Now he's going to be killed by Aghasura. So let's see how beautifully the Goswamis are describing what happened in the mind of Krishna. Because we cannot see the mind of Krishna, right? But the Goswamis, they are describing what happens within the mind of Krishna. This is so amazing. Because Krishna's activities, yes, everyone can see. But what happens within his mind? How to see? Only the Goswamis will know. So, however, they were not yet swallowed by Aghasura. So, how was Agha? He was still contemplating on the end of the two kins who were killed. Who is that? Bakasura and Baki, that is Putana. So, he was still contemplating. So, Krishna, you killed. Okay. So, he was thinking. Therefore, he was expecting and waiting for Krishna to enter within him to save the boys. So, while he was making up his mind, that is Krishna, while Krishna was making up his mind, and when Aghasura was making up his mind how to swallow them, and Krishna was making up his mind how to save the boys and the calves, they entered. What begins with this is an internal pastime. That is like his external pastimes. That means internal pastime is what? What is happening within the mind of Krishna is his internal pastime. And what is happening outside, his activities, his external pastime. And whose purpose is the delight of his devotees who see what is in his mind. See, the devotees can
Wonderful
see.
thing. That's the greatness of our Acharyas, you know.
Yes, yes. The greatness of our Acharyas is they could see the mind of Krishna. They could see the internal pastimes also. So wonderful, isn't it? So otherwise, this could not happen because his desires are automatically fulfilled. He is a Satya Sankalpa. Whatever he desires will happen. Right? And because he is the embodiment of deep trance. So deep trance, if we go into the deep trance, who is the embodiment of this? Krishna, isn't it? So the Goswamis are thinking, they are reading his mind rather, and they're thinking what Krishna is going to do now, what Krishna is thinking now. So being astonished and then pondering. So Krishna was both astonished and he was pondering what should be done about the boys and the calves. Why is he thinking like this? Srila Sanatan Goswami and Sridhar Swami is explaining. He too entered to solve the issue at hand. But isn't it that he is the giver of the results of deeds and that his companions are not under the control of karma. So why was he astonished? Why was he astonished? So Shukadev Goswami explains that he was tormented by compassion. He was so compassionate for his coward boyfriends. They're entering into the mouth of Aghasura. How much trouble they must be getting, isn't it? Definitely there'll be trouble inside. Definitely they will almost die because of the venom, because of Aghasura's strangling them. Definitely. So he was thinking, oh my God, my friends, they are going to suffer like this. That was his astonishment. And he stopped thinking due to being under the control of these boys who love him more than their own life, because his nature is attracted by mercy. These boys, they were loving him so much that they didn't care for their own lives. They entered into the mouth of the python because they were so confident, and they didn't think about their life. They didn't think what they will suffer or enjoy or whatever. They just went inside. And his nature, Krishna's nature, is what? Is attracted by mercy. So he was so merciful to them. He was so thinking that, my goodness, look at these boys, how much they depend on me. How much they depend on me. So what do we learn from here? We learn that we must be dependent on Krishna, and we must have full faith. Krishna, avashya rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palan. This is what is one of the Sharanagatis. We should do this. Then Krishna will become totally attracted towards us. Another explanation is, although he was pained by compassion for them, because he was thinking how much these my little coward boyfriends have to suffer, he became astonished upon seeing them fallen far from his hand and were almost dead. That means his friends, he was pained. He was pained with, and he was astonished. My friends are going away from my hand, my reach, and they are almost dead. So why did he ponder then? He pondered, how might these two not occur for sure? That means two things should not happen. What should not happen? Agasura must not be alive, and no harm should come to the boys and the calves. These two things, right? The boys and calves should not be harmed. Agasura should die. So these two things should happen. So imagine if I kill Agasura from outside, the boys will die inside. So he was thinking like this. He was pondering what to do now, what to do. And the Devas, who were covered by the clouds of fear of Kamsa and Agasura, and that some harm might come to the Lord, they were thinking in the other way. They were thinking that the Lord will come to harm. And the demons, however, they were rejoicing because they hated the Lord. Their hatred was so much towards the Lord that they were rejoicing. Now let's see what Krishna will do. He has to go, and he has to go inside the mouth of the serpent. This is by Jiva Goswami. Then we come to the next set of shlokas where Krishna is going to kill Aghasur. When Krishna was within so he entered. He saw, yes, there was no other way but entered. So when Krishna was within the demon's mouth, along with his friends, he started to expand his body to such an extent that the Asura suffocated and died. After this, Krishna, by casting his nectarian glance upon his friends, brought them back to life, and with great pleasure they all came out unhurt. Thus, Krishna encouraged all the demigods, and they expressed their pleasure and happiness. This is how this story ends. So, let's see what the Goswamis say. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sanatan Goswami, and Sridhar Swami. They say that while stuffing the hollow neck, that means the neck of the giant serpent was hollow, like a cave. But Krishna, he became like a spike, and he was completely stuffing his hollow neck, completely, so that there's no even a little air going out. So this is his Aishwarya. This is Krishna's Aishwarya. This is his splendor. This is how Krishna shows his opulence. Thus, the Deva's suspicion that evil might come and evil might ensue to him, that something will happen to Krishna, was completely rejected. So, within the Aghasura's throat, who was intending to swallow him, Krishna enlarged so much that the mouth of the demon could not close. When your mouth is open and something comes and sticks in your throat and you can't swallow, then you're trying to breathe, then your mouth opens wide. So his mouth, the demon could not close. And
basically, he was suffocating.
He was suffocating because Krishna had enlarged so much in his mouth, in his neck. And he would be killed now. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur adds that he enlarged to hear the lamentation and the joy of those respective ones in the reverse way. That means now, what is happening? Reverse is happening. Those demons who were enjoying and clapping and laughing, they were lamenting. And those devas who were very much lamenting, oh alas, alas, they were happy. So this also he did. So right after the enlargement of Aghasura, what happened? He was moving here and there because he couldn't take it. He couldn't suffocating. When you suffocate, you move your hands and legs. But of course, he was serpent. He didn't have hands and legs, so he was moving erratically because the life force was blocked. Life force is blocked. Then what happens? That means death is sure. Meaning he was literally suffocated to the point of death. So in an alarmed state, what Aghasura was thinking at the last minute, where am I? Where will I go? That was his last thoughts. And he has a huge body. So what happened? So his life force was also bigger than before. So life force means the air, which is the prana vayu. This also is to expand according to the body. So his body was huge. He had taken 8 miles body. So his life force also was huge than before. Then the sense is that after piercing the Brahmarandra, which is on his head, that means what the yogis do. The yogis, the Brahmarandra from their head here, the life force comes out. And that is what happened to his life force. Aghasura's life force came out through his Brahmarandra. There was no other place for it to come out like that. So Aghasura's senses went out of his body along with his life force. So his life force senses all went out. So, or they went out by the hole at the top of his head, Murdhan, or the Brahmarandra. The cows and the friends and his friends were all dead. So Lord Mukunda just revived them merely by sweet and affectionate glance, and then he returned from Aga's mouth along with them. So they all came out of his mouth safe and sound. So this is what happened. So now we are going to focus on the third part. That is, how is it that Aghasura attained Sarupya Mukti? How is it for a crooked, sinful person? There is no scope for Sayuja Mukti also, or becoming one with the effulgence, but because of the Supreme Personality of Godhead entered the body of Aghasura by his touch, by his entire body. Touch means touched by his entire body.
His boy is already dead. You know, all the calves also dead. So by his mere glance, he revived them. Dead, he came alive. They came alive, you know, before he went out.
Yes, that we did in the last slide. No, here we are talking about how he got Sarupya Mukti. Yes.
Now this is a very pay close attention. It's a very important point to understand
this thing. This one. Yes.
Because
they were already dead.
On the surface, it looks like Sayuja Mukti, but now we'll see our Acharyas explain. Sarupya Mukti.
Sarupya Mukti, yes. Okay. So but the Supreme Personality Godhead entered the body of Aghasura. So by his touch, this demon got the opportunity to merge into the existence of Brahman effulgence. Yes, that was his first thing. And thus it resembled Sayuja Mukti. Okay? Resembled Sayuja Mukti. However, the later verses prove that Aghasura, like Dantavakra and others, received Sarupya Mukti. This has been broadly described by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur with references from Vaishnava Toshani of Jiva Goswami, and it is mentioned in Srila Prabhupada's purports also. So Dantavakra, as we know, who was Dantavakra? Shishupala and Dantavakra, the last of the Jai Vijaya forms, right? Jai Vijaya had taken 3 forms, and in the 3 forms, Shishupal Dantavakra were the last. So they received Sayurpya Mukti after they received Sayuja Mukti. Similar thing happened to Aghasura also. It looked like Sayuja Mukti, but he received Sarupya Mukti. Let us see how it is described by the Goswamis. The effulgence which came out of the python's body and became purified attained the spiritual Shuddha Sattva.
This I have taken from Srila Prabhupada's purport, okay? Because the purport, of course, based on our
based on the
Acharya's
Acharya's
comments, but
Yes.
Acharya's comments so much
Perfect.
enormous. So I just utilized that Srila Prabhupada's purport.
Okay, thank you, bro. So this is coming from Srila Prabhupada's purport, and of course it's from the Acharya's commentary. But how it's explained here is that the effulgence which came out of the python's body, once Krishna killed him, that means from the life air came out from his Brahmarantra, then the effulgence of the python also, it became purified and it attained spiritual Shuddha Sattva, freedom from material contamination, because Krishna had stayed within the serpent's body. Krishna himself went inside the serpent's body. So when the yogis, they perform yoga and then go to samadhi, what is actually happening? They are bringing Krishna into their hearts, isn't it? That's how they attain the samadhi stage and then they leave the body. That is, the yogis do that. So here it is compared that Krishna himself, not that Aghasura had to bring Krishna within his heart. In a different way, he wanted Krishna to come within his heart, isn't it? He wanted Krishna to come so that he will swallow him. So because Krishna went inside his heart, or went inside his heart, big body, because Krishna stayed within the serpent's body, even after the serpent's death, he had the effulgence, the individual life of a python, wait for some time in its individuality, in the presence of the demigods. So the demigods all could see that the python, the individual life of the python, it waited for some time. That is this is jyoti, this what to say, this light which came out of the body of the python, it stayed for some time in the presence of the demigods for everyone to see. So for some time the effulgence remained outside the demon's body individually and did not mix with the whole effulgence of the Brahma Jyoti for some time, so that they could all see. And then the Brahman effulgence is not visible to materialize, but to prove that every living being is individual, Krishna had this individual effulgence stay outside the demon's body for some time for everyone to see. Then Krishna proved that anyone killed by him, that is by Krishna, attains liberation. But from the later verses, we find that Aghasura attained Sarupya Mukti. In text 38, it explains that Aghasura attained a body exactly like that of Vishnu. And the verse after that also clearly states that he attained a completely spiritual body like that of Narayana. One may then argue, how is it that he mixed with the Brahman effulgence? The answer is that as Jay and Vijay, after 3 births, again attained Sarupya Mukti and association with Lord, Aghasura also received a similar benediction, similar liberation. See, when Jai Vijay, that Dantavakra and Shishpal were killed, we all saw, right, that, not we in the sense, those who were present, they all saw that the Jyoti came out of there, the soul came out in the form of an effulgence from their body and merged into the Krishna's body. We saw that. That is Sayuja Mukti. But then they were eternal servants of the Lord. So then when they went back, they got Sarupya Mukti. They got a similar form. That is, they became Jai Vijay again. They became the Jai Vijay form. So from Sayuja, looked like Sayuja, but actually it is Sarupya. Similarly, that happened to Aghasura. Because the Lord entered into his body and made him leave his body through Brahmarandra, he got purified, completely purified. And because he got completely purified, although it looked like Sayuja Mukti, he attained Sarupya Mukti or liberation. Sarupya means getting the same form as Narayana or Vishnu.
You know, all Vishnu Lokas, they all have a forearm, blue
Forearm.
complexion, exactly like that.
Yes, correct. Similar form as that of Vishnu. So we're coming to the end of our presentation. So here we are talking about the fourth point of today. Fourth point is Parikshit Maharaj is questioning how come the things done in the past be described as done at the present. Okay, so we're going to see this. When this pastime was performed, Krishna was only how old was he? He was only 5 years old. He was a Kaumara. And 1 year later, when he was 6 years old, he stepped into Pauganda, isn't it? Then that time, when he was in Pauganda, this pastime was disclosed by the boys to the inhabitants of Raja. So the boys were always used to go and tell them parents, mother, father, this happened today. Krishna killed this demon. But when they were in Kaumara, Krishna killed Agasura. But when they were in Pauganda, the boys disclosed it to their parents. How is it? Then Parikshit Maharaj said, why? Why is it that this pastime was disclosed only after 1 year? And yet the Vrajvasis thought that it had been performed that very day. Why this happened? So now the Goswamis say, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Jiva Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Sridhar Swami, all have the equal. They say, how could they speak knowing that what was done at another time in Kaumara age pertains to the Pauganda age? How could they do that? That means after 1 year, anybody is going to say that today it happened? No, right? So how is it possible? So, a possible response from Shukadev Goswami, maybe. What is it? But don't you realize that this is a confidential matter? Then Parikshit would say, of course, it could be. But, oh, my dear teacher, you have nothing to hide from a student. So, a teacher should not hide from student. Maya, which is an expansion of Yoga Maya, signifies the potency that affects what is difficult to accomplish. This is by Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura. They're saying that Parishit Maharaj could say, and how is it that this happened? Then Shukadeva Goswami will say, but this is confidential. Then Parishit Maharaj said, but you are my teacher. A teacher should not hide something from a student, right? So this Mahamaya is also an expansion of Yoga Maya. So it signifies the potency that affects what is difficult to accomplish. So the potency of Yogamaya is that she can cover anyone. She can Mahamaya also covers the Jiva souls. Yogamaya can even cover the higher living entities, right? So it is signifying. So now, slowly, Shukadev Goswami is going to talk about how Vimohana takes place. Sutta Goswami to Shaunaka Rishi, they are saying Shukadev Goswami immediately remembered Krishna within the core of his heart, and he externally lost contact with the actions of his senses. So suddenly he went into trance, he went into samadhi. Thereafter, with great difficulty, he revived his external sensory perception and began to speak, which is chapter 13 that will be dealt with tomorrow. So Shukadeva Goswami went into the ecstasy and suddenly he came out and then he started speaking. What he's going to
Chapter 13 will be done in two parts, lesson 42 and 43. There are 64 verses are there, and very significant lessons, this 42 and 43. And there you will understand, Krishna puts Brahmaji in Vimohan Leela. Again, Brahmaji apparently wanted to test Krishna's Aishwarya, Shakti and everything, but really he's actually a devotee. That's what we are going to see, that complexity of that issue that we are going to see it in chapter 13 actually, and which is in two parts, lesson 42 and 43. Very interesting. Please look forward.
Thank you.
With the excellent ability of Mataji, Archana Mataji, is just incredible. As if the way she's describing, as if it's happening right in front of her eyes. That's what I really admire, her ability to express things, to explain things. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Wonderful slides, wonderful explanations. Thank you.
Slide came alive because of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Wish you a very, very happy birthday. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much. Thank you very much.
Hare
Now it's
Krishna.
open for discussion.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyavach patitanam pavanebhyo
Excellent,
Vaishnavibhyo.
Mataji. Excellent, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Super excellent.
Thank you. Thank you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat.
Dandavат.
One point I did not understood, maybe I missed it. Why it is disclosed after 1 year?
Prabhu?
Why
Can
it
you
is why it is disclosed after 1 year? Mataji?
Yeah,
This is
that is
That's a
revealed.
secret. That's a suspense, right?
so that is
Suspense, Prabhu. Next chapter, Prabhu.
okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna Charu Prabhu Dandavat Pranam. Wish you very,
Very
very
good.
happy Krishna conscious birthday, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prasad Prabhu. Very, very kind of you.
Hare Krishna
Any
Charu.
other? I bol Prabhuji.
Dandvat Pranam. Wish you a happy Krishna conscious birthday. So it's so nice, Prabhuji, to see you. Your sincerity, your dedication, and last so many decades. At least I'm there with you. I was there in 2006-7 for some time, and then joined back a couple of years back. Lost you in between. But we see the way everyone is preparing for you, and wonderful, Prabhuji. Lot to learn from you on that. So just
Prabhuji, I'm not alone. I'm doing it with the support from all of you, actually. Teacher doesn't exist. First of all, I don't call myself teacher because I myself is studying, I myself is learning. But because of you are there, I'm preparing this thing, and thereby I'm getting advantage.
So, Prabhuji, question here, I'm still trying to get the head around that Sarupya Mukti and Sayuj to Sarupya. So, Sayuj, we understand is the merging. Sarupya, like a Jai Vijay, we knew that they were cursed, they were the doorkeepers and all that. So, they went to their original Sarupa, as a doorkeeper. But here we don't know. This who was what was his sarupya in that, but still it is a called sarupya. That means we don't know who was maybe in Vaikunta what was his the form in that.
That's
And
what that's what Prabhupada said, that he actually went to Vaikuntha, Vaikuntha Loka. It's a little bit technical aspect of it. The Saiji and Sarapi Mukti, Prabhupada explains it nicely, but and that also whole purport purport was too long. You notice that I put 3 dots in between. So segments I took it actually, but our Acharyas, if you read the original comments of our Acharya, they explained it's very highly technical. And today, if time permits, I will explain to you. But first, let's see all the questions, okay?
yeah,
And
so
I will
Prabhuji,
explain to you.
yeah, so it means that Bakasura was in a spiritual Vaikuntha, and then he fell
Not
down.
Bakasura, Agasura.
Agasura, sorry, Akasura. So he
Yeah.
fell down from this Vaikunta, and then maybe for something, and then he's going back to the Swarupa. Is that the understanding we'll be having?
No, we'll
Prabhu,
say that.
can I answer
Yeah,
this?
yeah, Mataji, go ahead.
So Agasura is not in that category, Prabhu. But the only thing is that if you see the slides today presentation, you see that he provided happiness, joy for the cowherd boys of Krishna. And Krishna was so, like, he is so merciful. Krishna is totally full of mercy. Just like Putana, she just dressed like a gopi. And for that, she dressed like a nurse. She came to feed him some milk. Just for that, he gave her that uh, uh, nurse category. He gave her this liberation of going back to Golok Vrindavan as his nurse. So how great mercy he gave to
Okay.
her. So similarly, just because Agasura gave that little joy to the boys to play around like a theme park, go around, run up and down on his body, and they enjoyed. For that reason, he gave him Sarupya Mukti.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, brother. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
बट माता जी ये उनको सारूप्य मुक्ति मिला मगर उनको सर्विस नहीं मिलेगा, राइट माता जी? उनको वहां पे भगवान की सेवा करने का
when he went to
Also-
Vaikuntha Loka, obviously he would be serving to the Lord, right?
Also,
Lord
it is mentioned that he got Sarupya Mukti, but he did not. It's mentioned by Jiva Goswami also that although he got Sarupya Mukti, he did not enter Golok Vrindavan. He only got Sarupya Mukti till Vaikuntha.
Only, yeah, Vaikuntha, yes.
Vaikuntha planets. He did not enter, so therefore, it's only
See, unlike Putana, Putana was sent to a Goloka
Yes.
because Krishna took her as a mother, you know, because she drank the milk of Putana's breast milk, you know. So there's a big difference, of course, you know. But nonetheless, this was a terrible demon. Prabhupada calls it a scoundrel, you know. He got a Sarupya Mukti. There is no less than a miracle. Krishna remained in his dead body when he was already dead. He remained in their body until he got the Sarupya Mukti actually. You know?
And also,
So-
it's mentioned that even after he died, even after the serpent died, or even 1 year later, also his skeleton, and the boys were playing with that. The boys were still going up and down the skeleton and his body, and they were enjoying like a theme park, as I said. They were enjoying the slides and sliding down and all they were doing still.
So that 1 year, that 1 year was gone like that. We are going to see it in the next chapter, how that thing happened actually. Because for Brahma, it was just few moments only, okay? But for the earthly years, the whole year passed. So the boys were in a kind of a suspended animation kind of thing, you know. Krishna took over their forms that we are going to see in that chapter actually, you know.
So because
they were in a suspended animation.
Putana gave joy to Krishna, means she came to kill him, but still she came as a nurse, in the form of a nurse. Similarly, the Python came to kill Krishna and the boys, but he came in form of a playful thing for them to play, so to give them joy. So similar thing. So therefore, he got this argument.
माता जी अगासुर है पास्ट लाइफ उनके बारे में कुछ है लाइक तृणाव्रत?
Yeah, I think Garga Samhita probably has the. I didn't have time to look. Maybe Sharad Prabhuji know that. Sharad Prabhuji, do you know the Garga Samhita usually declares? I mean, discloses the past lives of various demons. You know. Do you remember? I didn't have a chance to look it over. You know. Haribol?
I'll tell at the end.
Okay, all right, okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, so wonderful class. So in this chapter we have to learn the faith towards Lord. हमारी जो faith है वो बहुत ही strong होनी चाहिए. We have to learn this very very significant. This faith is must. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, Avashya Rakshibe Krishna, Vishwasapalan.
Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. And Acharya Prabhuji, koti dandavat pranam. Happy Krishna conscious birthday.
Thank you, Rakshi Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Bhaiji. Very, very
Haji.
happy birthday. Very, very long
Thank you,
life.
Mataji. Mataji, we still have quite some time. Ask questions to Mataji, okay?
Firstly, very happy Krishna consciousness birthday to you and Mataji, as Prabhuji said. So wonderful class. Like everything came live as if nothing in front. That was so nice. So one thought and question I have. I know you covered this in the class, so pardon me asking again. But very nice explanation of the word agha means jealousy and envy. So, like I think jealousy and envy are one and same thing. Mataji, can you elaborate once again? How can we avoid this big, this thing, jealousy or envy in our life as practicing devotee? Because at least I am at so low level that simple things make me very envious and jealous and all. And in the corporate world, there's always that going on.
So
So
envy
how can we
also,
avoid that?
envy also two kinds. Remember, gopis were also envious of other gopis, right? For the love of Krishna. So that if it is utilized, anything that is utilized for Krishna, then it becomes beneficial actually. Not only envy, other anger, everything is when it utilized. Hanumanji used anger for the Lord. Remember, so many other things. Now, Mataji, let Mataji explain other aspects of it.
So envy and jealousy are slightly different, Prabhu. Jealousy means just to feel that you want what other person has. Like if somebody has some very good accomplishment, then you also feel, oh, I also want that. That is jealousy. But envy is that why does he have it? He should not have it, and I'll make sure that he doesn't have it. And if I don't have it, then he also should not have it. This kind of thing is jealousy. Envy is very dangerous. Envy is very dangerous. To, like, if Krishna is supreme, the jiva soul thinks, if Krishna is supreme, I also want to be supreme. And why Krishna only should be supreme? If I cannot be supreme, he's also not supreme. He and I are the same. That is envy. So this envy is very dangerous. And envy, I don't know, because kama krishna karmarpane dvesha bhakti krodha bhakta dveshi jane, this is there in, if you can see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you look for kama krishna karmarpane krodha bhakta dveshi jane, that means if you can change kama means lust, you can change by Krishna karmarpane. So if you do the work activities in Krishna consciousness, then you can win over kama. Krodha also you can dovetail. So all this dovetailing you can do. Dovetail kama into, like, our desires. Dovetail our desires to make it into Krishna desires. That means we can desire what, to serve Krishna instead of serving Maya. So we can dovetail Kama Krishna Karmarpane Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. So when you have, just like Prabhu mentioned about Hanumanji, he dovetailed his anger, Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane, because Ravana and all were the Dveshis of the Bhaktas and the devotees and Lord Ram. So he dovetailed his anger by destroying them. So this way you can dovetail. But envy, as I heard, I don't know, you can correct me, Sharad Prabhu and Charu Prabhu. Envy, there is no way we can dovetail envy. Envy is such a thing, such a
Yeah,
horrible.
I also read the same thing. So the other aspect of it, other thing I remember again those verses, First Canto, second chapter, verses 17 to 21. Remember those verses say that this kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsarya, all six vices, they are the enemies of the mind. They are the outer manifestations of the mode of rajoguna and tamoguna, right? So the only way we can uh, minimize that or remove that is by always hearing Krishna Katha, chanting the holy name, and all these things that what we have been doing so far. And then Krishna replaces the mode of Raja and Tamoguna to bring to Sattva Guna, ultimately Shuddha Sattva. Those five verses tells very clearly, Shruvatam Svakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Vidunoti Shrut Satam. So, and then Rashtra Prayasha, that verse is there. And then the third verse that says, Tada Rajas Tamo Kama Bhava Adayasche Chet Etir Anaviddam Suddha Sattvam Prasidati. So then we come to the mode of Suddha Sattva Guna, Prasanna Manaso, and so on, like that. It continues. So we need to, in order, the only way we can really become free from that is to come to Sattva Guna. And Sattva Guna only come by constantly hearing Krishna Katha from the mouth of a devotee in the company of other devotees, like that. So then it becomes really effective, Sadhu Sangha. Always have Sadhu Sangha. All right.
Yes, Prabhu, that makes sense. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Mataji. So
Hare
to just repeat once again, Mataji, Rishma, jealousy is
Jealousy and
desiring to
envy,
have
as Mataji
something.
explained, they
Yeah,
look
yeah.
about similar, but envy is horrible. Is really very, very difficult to remove that.
Yes. Understood. Understood, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you
So
so
you
much.
understand that Mataji defined very nicely that jealousy is that other person. She explained, put it in very words. Mataji, you can explain once more if you want.
Okay, bro. Jealousy means when you want something which other person has. Like if he has some accomplishment, I also want that.
I also want
That is
that. Yes.
jealousy. And but envy is that how is
Why
it that
that
he
other?
has and he should not have it. And I, if I don't have it, then he should also not have it.
Then you should.
So, so that is envy. So envy means you are acting upon it. Jealousy means you are constructively. Let's say if somebody is very intelligent, okay, so you say, how come he's so intelligent? I also want to be intelligent like him. That is jealousy. Then you will work positively on that. You will start studying and you will become intelligent. You will try to become intelligent. So that is positive, constructive. Whereas if it's envy, it is how dare he is intelligent than me. I should. If I'm not intelligent, he also should not be intelligent. So you try to pull him down in his efforts somehow or the other. So that is destructive. So constructive against destructive.
Right, right.
And then you
So at
hold a
least,
grudge.
yeah.
Then you hold a grudge. Then you have to come back the next life.
Ah, yes.
When you have a grudge against someone, then you need to come back.
माता जी एक एग्जाम्पल से समझ सकते हैं कि अगर कोई किसी को प्रेम करता है और उसको दूसरा भी कोई प्रेम करता है, तो अगर जो लड़की है उसकी शादी हो गई तो वो बोलता है कि वो मेरी नहीं हुई तो किसी की नहीं हो सकती, वो एनवियस है।
हाँ, यस यस, करेक्ट
है ना माता जी?
करेक्ट करेक्ट।
तो उसका उसमें उसका हार्म बहुत, मतलब नुकसान बहुत कर लेता है, क्योंकि वो उसको भी मार देगा और अपने आप को भी फिर वो जेल में जाएगा। ऐसा तो अपना भी नुकसान करता है, दूसरों का भी नुकसान कर देता है।
यस यस, एनवी इज वेरी डेंजरस। यस,
very wonderful, Mataji. Thank you.
थैंक यू रक्षा माता जी।
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, such a wonderful class. Just made it so alive for us. We thought we were part of that Leela. Okay, Mataji.
Be the part of the Leela.
Mataji is going to give series of continuous classes. Sometimes I feel guilty that I assigned so many classes continuously like that. But I think these are very, very high caliber lessons are there, and that's why I assigned to her this particular kind of difficult lessons, and the way she explains is just incredible.
Thank you, Prabhu. All your mercy and Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I have nothing actually.
So Samantha Mataji, I interrupted you. Please go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so Prabhuji, I wanted to ask, so of all the enemies of Krishna who tried to attack him, was Putana the only one who entered Goloka, or this boon was somebody else being the enemy could enter Goloka?
I think we saw Trunavata also, right? Trunavata also entered there. The Trunavata in the previous life, he was a devotee.
Okay, so he also entered Goloka.
Yeah, that's what my understanding is there.
Okay, thank you.
थैंक यू अर्चना माता जी, वेरी वंडरफुल क्लास।
थैंक यू माता जी,
बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग।
थैंक यू सो मच।
Okay, now so Sharad Prabhuji, it's up to now.
Yes, Prabhuji. We were talking about Aghasura, what was he in his previous life, and how he became a demon in this life. That is given in the Garga Samhita. It says that Aghasura was Shankhachuda's son, and his name was Agha. And Agha, he was very young, strongly built, and he was beautiful like Kamadeva. Now, once he met Ashtabakra Muni in the Malaya hills, and when he saw that the Muni is bent in 8 places in his body, he laughed at him and he said that, who is this ugly person? Then, hearing this, Ashtabakra Muni, he said that you are a wicked-hearted person, and therefore you will become the ugliest snake in the circle of the earth. And now Agha, hearing this, he gave up his pride and arrogance and fell at the feet of Ashtabakra Muni. And Ashtabakra Muni was pleased with this action of Agha. And then he told him that Krishna, who is more handsome than millions of Kamadevas, will enter your stomach, and then you will be free from having a snake's form. And by this benediction, he attained liberation. And as you know, this liberation, which is very, very rare even for the demigods. Then the next thing we are talking of envy. It has been described, but I'll also describe it again. The word envy applies to many things, many connections. Envy of another's good fortune, being distributed at seeing the, say, wealth of others, or it is also that there are some there are other examples of giving displeasure or jealousy. Whenever the word Matsarya has been explained in the Vaishnava scriptures, it should be understood that its influence is the competitor or competitor of the divine love, prema. Dharma prayojita kaitava paramo nirmatsaranam satam. The path described in the Bhagavatam entirely devoid of any dishonest purpose. It is held in adoration by those who are free from the flaw of envy. This is given in the second verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter. Now, in these words of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is revealed that those one who is eligible to receive the highest conception of dharma should not have envy. In scriptures, it is indicated that prema rasa is the topmost dharma, and one who is non-envious, he is eligible to get it. Now, the quality of non-enviousness is called nirmatsara. Now, although respected commentators have explained Matsarya as feeling miserable at seeing the happiness of others and taking pleasure in the suffering of others, nevertheless, they have not revealed the broader meaning of this word, and most of the people cannot understand it. Now, the ignorant jivas, they are tightly bound in material world by the 6 vices, that is the lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and envy. And these are said to be in the 6 categories. And these are the transformations of the 5-fold miseries. What are the 5-fold miseries? Ignorance, forgetfulness, self-absorption, attachment, and jealousy. And absorption in material objects in relation to the origin, it is the origin of lust. It has been explained in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in the 2nd chapter, Sangat Sanjayate Kama, Kama Krodha Vijayate, that verse. That means it is saying that in association with material enjoyment, a material attachment, lust develops. From lust, anger arises. From anger, delusion arises. From delusion means unlawful material greed. And from material greed, moha, or bewilderment of memory appears. From moha, intelligence is destroyed, which means that one becomes made and bereft of the understanding of what is right and what is wrong. By madness, one is destroyed, which means that the living entity becomes ruined by envy. And this instruction is given very, very clearly in the Bhagavad Gita. In the third chapter also, the Lord says that knowing that individual unit of consciousness is superior to intelligence, steady the mind with firm intelligence and conquer the enemy in the form of lust. And from all these instructions, it can be understood that this sprout of lust, which arises due to misconception of one's own swarupa, in due course, it develops and becomes transformed into the tree of enviousness. And therefore, the dharma of the jiva, which is prema itself, remains inapproachable. He is not able to approach. And this is the lust in anger, and in greed there is anger as well as lust. And in illusion there is anger and lust. And in madness there is greed, anger and lust. And in enviousness there is madness, illusion, greed, anger and lust. We may understand that the word mada, that is insanity, refers to the 6 types of bewilderment, which includes being intoxicated by one's beauty, one's caste, one's education, and all suffering of a jiva arises due to enviousness. And ignorance, the desire to commit sin, the sin, the desire to perform pious activities, and all these are included with envy. And on the other side is Vaishnava Dharma, which refers to the service to the Vaishnavas, the mercy to the living entities, and the taste of the holy name. And on the other side is enviousness. And whosoever feels pleasure at the distress of others will never display mercy to the jivas. And the sweet mood of the Supreme Lord cannot arise within him. He has to innate hatred and enmity toward the Vaishnavas. Only those who are without envy can fully accept the purport of what Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtanya Sadahari. This is all, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, see, Prabhuji has really enlightened us so much. I also learned so much, Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful. Okay, I think, are there any more questions, comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prasad Prabhu.
So, this Leela, we understand, okay, we were Aghasura, being just played with by the stage, and what is the reason Krishna has given us so much. So, whatever little we do, part of the good in today's life, we don't know what is it we are going to get. That itself is so promising. It gives a confidence to ourselves to continue whatever.
Difficult to understand, difficult to listen. I think is
Prabhuji, you are not audible properly. We couldn't
हाँ
get
प्रभु
you.
क्लियर नहीं आ रहा है प्रभु जी
very
आपका
difficult to
क्वेश्चन
understand.
Yeah, I'm just driving. That is the reason. That
Yeah,
is
now
fine, Prabhu.
better. Now
Now
better.
better. Okay. What I'm saying is, Prabhu, whatever. Okay, Aghasura, okay, he just allowed okay, Brajavasis or the boys to play over there. Okay, Gopas. Okay, for that, what Krishna has given is so unique and so amazing. He has given the place in Vaikuntha itself. So, whatever devotion service we are doing, very little. So, how much Krishna will be happy is only my point, Prabhu. That's all.
Yes, wonderful.
In this, you have to understand one thing. It is also connected with the next story, which is coming up in lesson 13. Because Krishna will be doing so many activities, it is connected with this. So maybe Krishna was happy because of this.
Okay. And what position Krishna Aghasura got in Vaikunta? Do we know that he reached Vaikunta? That I understood, Prabhu. But what position he has given?
As Mataji has said, Sarupya Mukti, that is the
Yeah.
same form as the Supreme Lord. That is
Same
400 form,
Oh,
Vishnu form.
400. Okay. 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 Thank you. Sure. Thank you.
प्रभु
Okay,
इन दैट केस भगवान कितना प्लानिंग करते हैं अच्छे से, पास्ट प्रेजेंट और फ्यूचर में क्या क्या होने वाला है.
Yeah.
परफेक्ट प्लानर, कृष्णा इज परफेक्ट प्लानर. कि अभी हमें नेक्स्ट वीक में मतलब दूसरी लीला को ज्वाइन कर लेंगे पूरा, ब्रह्म विमोहन लीला को. तो इट इज रियली अमेजिंग एंड थ्रिलिंग.
देखो ये demons get such kind of destination, sadgati, by Krishna's mercy. Just imagine if you really love him with devotion. Anukulayena Krishnano Shridam Bhaktir Uchyate, right? Something that is favorable to him. He is favorable to even those demons. So what could be his limit of favorability? That his limit of mercy for devotees is just unbelievable. Look at how much he is enjoying with his Gopa friends. And later on we will see the gopis also, of course. But it's just incredible, he is so merciful. So merciful, So this, when you hear about all these things, you automatically develop love for Krishna. Automatically, when you hear more and more his attributes, his inner nature, everything is disclosed here. Nothing is kept secret. In
प्रभु जी
Bhagavatam,
कल हमने चैतन्य भागवत में यही पढ़ा कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु कहते थे कि मुझे मेरी डिवोटी इतनी पसंद, इतनी प्रिय है कि मुझे राधिका, लक्ष्मी, ब्रह्मा, शिवा, नारद, उससे भी मेरे डिवोटी मुझे प्रिय है. बोलो, इतना कल अच्छा हम लोग ने वो स्टडी किया है कल.
मगर ये बात
चैतन्य
नहीं भूलनी
भागवत में.
चाहिए, ये बात नहीं भूलनी चाहिए कि भक्ति की जो स्वरूपा है वो श्रीमती राधा रानी, राइट? उनकी जैसी भक्ति
मगर
कोई
प्रभु
नहीं
जी
कर
उसमें
सकते.
लिखा है चैतन्य
हाँ,
चैतन्य
हाँ,
भागवत
मगर
में.
ये बात है, मगर कहने का मतलब कि राधा जी की मर्जी बगैर कृष्ण की मर्जी मिलना बहुत मुश्किल है. कृष्ण खुद कहते हैं कि वो इट कम्स फ्रॉम श्री राधे, Brahma Vaivarta Purana talks a lot about it, Actually, I had planned to do Brahma Vaivarta Purana sometime back, remember? But, we'll see what happens, Thank you very much. Okay, I think we are almost time. So let's conclude the class with the Nrsimha prayer. And thank you everyone again. That 2 books that you guys gave me is going to be incredibly helping for me, Very, very helpful to me. And thank you very much, Sharat Prabhuji. I'm so grateful to you, all of you, Okay, who is going to do Nrsimha prayer?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm doing.
Yeah,
Prabhuji, once again from all of us, happy Krishna conscious birthday. And आपके आशीर्वाद की बहुत जरूरत है हमें आगे बढ़ने के लिए. बस
मुझे भी आप
आशीर्वाद
लोग का
देते
सबका आशीर्वाद जरूरी है. मुझे भी जरूरत है
Yes,
बहुत.
Prabhuji.
I have to, so much is left for me to do yet,
बस आपकी सब मनोकामनाएं पूरी हो जाए, आपकी जो भी
हरि बोल, बस.
स्पिरिचुअल डिजायर है प्रभु, वो सब आपके भगवान अच्छे से कंप्लीट करे. हम पे आचार्यों की कृपा हमेशा बनी रहे, बस यही आशीर्वाद.
Thank you so much. शुक्रिया, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका. बहन जी,
हरे
बहुत बहुत
कृष्णा
शुक्रिया
भाई
आपका
जी.
भी.
वेरी वेरी
बहुत
हैप्पी
शुक्रिया.
Krishna
Thank you.
conscious day. God bless very very long life, healthy
हरि
life,
बोल.
many more years, so that you may
Thank you.
complete your mission. और
Thank you.
when जब इस planet से जाने का टाइम आए तो उस टाइम आपको you were
बस अंत्य नारायण
full of
स्मृति, बस वही.
fulfilled.
अंत्य
अंत्य नारायण
नारायण
स्मृति, राइट? रक्षा माता जी, चलिए.
You should have the feeling of contentment that I have completed my mission, and you go to the lotus feet directly, एकदम. और
Thank you so
हरि
much.
बोल, हरि
बहुत
बोल.
बहुत शुक्रिया.
और थैंक यू मैं आपके मेरे लिए मैं जो आपने सपोर्ट दिया है इतने अच्छे
आपने तो
group में लाके.
you have made so much incredible progress, बहन जी. आपने बहुत सारे इतने क्विक प्रोग्रेस किया है. मैंने बहुत कम देखा है ऐसे लोगों को, you know.
This is all due to, and other devotees are बहुत अच्छे हैं. माता जी, प्रभु जी, शरद प्रभु जी, and और your cooperation is much more with me. आपकी help से मैं आपके support से यहाँ आई हूँ. मैं तो just like I was एक तरह से जैसे कुएं में मेंढक होता है ना, आई जी वैसे थी
माता
मैं.
जी आपकी कृपा से I am very grateful. I feel myself very fortunate to have met such a devotee, you know, who made such a rapid progress. Incredible. भगवान की आपके पर हमेशा से कृपा बनी रहे.
Thank you, Vaiji. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you
I
so
need
much.
your blessings always.
Hari Bol. रक्षा माता
हरे कृष्ण. यस प्रभु जी. हरे कृष्णा. नमस्ते नरसिंहाय. नमस्ते नरसिंहाय. प्रह्लादलाददायिने. प्रह्लादलाददायिने. हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः. हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः. शीलटङ्का नखालाय. शीलटङ्का नखालाय. इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह. इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह. यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह. यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह. बहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह. बहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह. नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये. तव करकमलवरे नाखा. अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा. केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा. जय जगदीश हरे. जय जगदीश हरे. जय जगदीश हरे. जय हो नरसिंहदेव. 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 जय हो नरसिंहदेव. जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज. प्रहलाद महाराज. प्रहलाद महाराज. जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज. जय जय प्रभुपाद. 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 जय जय गुरुदेव. 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 जय जय गुरुदेव. नित्य गौरा हरि बोल. हरि बोल. हरि बोल. हरि बोल. श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय हो. भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय हो. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हो. सर्व वैष्णव जनों की जय हो. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. जय प्रभुपाद की जय हो. थैंक यू प्रभु जी. दंडवत प्रणाम टू ऑल ड्यूटी.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
भाई जी ललिता माता जी कन्वे हर विशेष वो किसी
Thank you,
आज
बादल
सेवा
प्रभु.
में गई है.
Wish you many happy returns of the day, Prabhuji. Hari
Thank
Bol.
you. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hari Bol, everyone. So we look forward to see you all tomorrow.
हाँ जी. ललिता माता also conveyed her wishes to you, भाई जी. वो किसी सेवा में गई हैं आज तो हाँ
तो
वो फील
या वो तो बहुत लोगों की सेवा करती है.
हाँ यस. She has
सीनियर
conveyed
होम्स में
her.
जाती, सीनियर होम्स में जाती है. वो बहुत कुछ करती है बेचारी.
बहुत करती हैं. बहुत करती हैं.
मुझे पता है. Archana Mataji, I'm almost done with this lesson 42. Should be sending you very shortly. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Thank you. Thank you, Archana Mataji.
Thank you,
Well
Prabhuji.
done. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Nitya Sakhi Mataji.
Hari Bol. Thank you for nice planning also for Charu Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol Mataji.
Hari Bol.
Tomorrow Mataji